Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king, Espinal. And joining me through Discord, it is the man, the myth, legend, my partner in crime, the tank top god, Joshua, Gangsta Time Cole.
It's called partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What up, Chris? What's good, everybody listening?
Hey. Also joining us, it is my producer, it is my little brother, it is Edgelord, Big News Brian.
Sub nerds.
Hey. Oh my goodness, we have a packed show today. So, it's not even fucking do banner, dude. We have 6 series to cover and so little time to do it. Well, we have enough time, but we'll get through it. Anyway, let's get into plugs. You could find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Joshua Cole, where can they find you?
At JD Cole_37, that's on Instagram, and at NY Chillin with an EN, not an ING, and that's on Twitter.
Ooh yeah, Brian.
You can find me at twitch.tv/itspunchline. Damn, I fucked up the order. Anyway, you can find me at also on my socials at Twitter and Instagram at b.esp on both. Fuck.
Okay, yeah, come on. Hey, take a deep breath.
Fuck. The script.
Hey, take a deep breath. You got this, bro.
Yeah, you can find me on my socials, b.esp, Instagram and Twitter.
Oh, yeah. You can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram as well. Follow us on Twitter because we do a really good chapter of the week poll. The poll is done. It was done yesterday, but we're a little late this week, so, it'd be that way sometimes. But we do have a winner, so check us out.
We're gonna and make any predictions? We got a full house today.
I mean, here's the thing. I can't really. Usually, I can. Twitter only allows me to do 4. So if your favorite is not on the poll, you can just kind of write it in, and I'll include it in as a vote because Twitter only allows 4, and we have 6 series today. So 2 series got left out of the poll, unfortunately. But
I can't fucking stand Twitter. I don't
hate it. But you know what? If we get far enough on YouTube where we can make a community tab, their polls are a little more efficient. So, that's a little hint to subscribe because that will help us out immensely if we can make a little community tab. Subscribe to us on YouTube. If you're watching on the YouTubes, you can comment what you think about the show, about the manga that we talk about, on any of the little highlight videos that we do, or the little break, or the full episode of the podcast. While you're at it, email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com if you don't like commenting necessarily. If you just want to talk to us directly, email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about, and we'll get to you. We have 3 emails worth of questions from Sketchy Mike that we'll have to get to somehow, some way. But we have a backlog, but let us know if you guys want. Email us there. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts if you prefer audio podcasts, and if you want to take us on the go, that would be a pretty cool thing to do. The audio version of the podcast usually goes up first, for it is easier to edit. So check us out on there. And that's it. That's it for the plugs and whatnot. Let's get into this probably inevitably very long show. One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1057, The End. We get a little bit of a cover story continuation going on here. Last we left off with the Vince Smoke siblings. They were getting attacked by Katakuri and his brother Oven. And now in this one, we see that Caesar Clown is getting involved in the mix and is releasing a poison gas attack. To who, I don't know. But I would imagine it's probably Katakuri and Oven because he's trying to escape that island. He's not necessarily on great terms with Big Mom. They're not that he knows that they're dead necessarily, but he's stole from her at some point. So he's trying to get the fuck
That's why
out
he
of
had to take up the Gangsta Gastino alias.
Yeah, that's why he had to go deep undercover.
Technically, he's part of Gang Beja's crew right now. He's trying to get to his crew.
Technically, I don't know.
Technically,
well, Beg is like part of Big Mom's crew at this point. Well, not anymore because he tried to assassinate her, but he was. But that's neither here nor there. That's the cover page. Let's get into the chapter proper. We start off with Rakugo, and I know what that kind of means because there's a series about Rakugo called Akane Banashi that I've been reading. It's a good series. Whoa. It's just like this old
reference, dude.
Yeah. It's basically this like performance storytelling that is popular in Japan. It's like one man plays essentially, but where one person plays all the characters and whatnot. And it seems to be telling the story about the raid of Onigashima necessarily. It's kind of cool. You know, it goes over what we already know. Meanwhile, in the woods of Tokage Port and Udon, Momonosuke and Yamato and Kinemon are on their way to track down Luffy and the rest of the Straw Hats. And we learn that apparently Yamato has decided to stay on Wano. So, thanks, Oda. Prolonging all of us. Brian, you're muted. I can't hear you.
I just want to say I was kind of right. A little bit.
You can't just say
you're right. I said that she
right.
wouldn't go.
All right. You can't be doing that all the time, Brian. You can't. There's no partial credit.
It's true.
There's no partial credit.
Is about to join?
No one. Well,
Wet Hair Caribou.
No. Caribou's with someone else. We saw that already.
He's gonna go.
He's fucking with other people. He's not on those Straw Hats.
Not bringing this rhetoric.
Anyway, so Yamato has decided to stay and really just truly follow in Odin's footsteps, because Odin didn't necessarily leave Wano immediately. He traveled Wano itself and got to know like the land before he left. So Yamato's looking to do the same thing, and he's already cleared it with Luffy and the Straw Hats, so they're all good on that front. Momonosuke is pissed because the Straw Hats were just about to leave without saying goodbye. And, you know, we get a little bit of a montage of all the good times they've kind of had, how Luffy is kind of like mentored Momonosuke in a very tough love fashion. And it's just Momonosuke reminiscing. And he's like, I can't believe he would just fucking leave me after all we've been through, basically. And as they leave, as they make it out of the forest, they catch up with the Straw Hats, and they tackle him to the ground. And Momonosuke orders Luffy, as the Shogun of Wano, to don't leave him, to stay in Wano forever. And you know, he'll just miss them so much, and he's done so much for them, and he doesn't want to see him go. But Luffy said, like, hey, actually, we were waiting for you to come by so we can give you something. He calls to Usopp to toss down a flag of some sort. And Momonosuke is like, wait, what is this? And he's like, hey, it's a flag. Fly that shit here, because now because it'll show everybody, if anybody wants to come and fuck with you guys, then they're picking a fight with us.
Bro, the Straw Hats have territory in Wano.
Yeah. It's
official.
This is indeed the technically first official territory of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet.
Well, Just Roast is technically under the Straw Hats protection too, right? No, because they went to the Reverie. They're doing their own thing.
They're not affiliated with the Straw Hat Fleet, and Fishman Island is not waving the flag yet because they haven't received one. There's no like official, like Luffy saying, this is my territory now.
This is your homework, huh?
This is from memory, bro. This is from memory.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, he had to have taken it from Big Mom before, because it was still technically her territory when they left, especially. So, you know, technically not his territory yet, but Wano is his now, which is pretty fire. As
far as bragging rights go, I mean, he doesn't own it, but that's his bros.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, especially since like Wano's very happy to have it. Momonosuke is just like, oh my god, thanks. You'd call me one of you. It was a very touching moment, to be honest.
I was right.
You were what?
I was right.
You were right. How so?
Because Momo's couldn't. Listen. Who's not on the crew?
Momonosuke.
Your boy Odin, aka Yamato,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Who has the ability to join the crew and basically got the okay when he's ready?
Yamato.
Momo.
And Yamato.
And Yamato.
Details.
Even Kinemon.
You guys are.
Yeah, even Kinemon.
As they sail away,
Getting
they're like, hey,
All
guys.
right. Okay. Okay.
Hey, I mean, yeah, no one's right. Hey, we gotta accept.
I was
right.
correct. No, you wasn't, bro.
No, you
Yeah,
weren't.
I
You can't always
literally
claim you're
said.
right
I
every
literally
episode.
said Yamato is probably not going to join.
No, but you said that Momonosuke would for sure join.
I didn't say he would for sure
You swore
join.
up and down.
I did not swear up and down.
Ooh,
Yeah, I think you did drop a for sure line, actually.
Yeah.
I think yeah, Brian.
Well, you let us
You were
know.
wrong.
If there's anybody who listens to the podcast regularly, you let us know.
You was wrong.
You were wrong. We gotta have.
Alright.
I would have like a wrong drop, but I feel like we use it a lot because we're long. All of us collectively are wrong a lot. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Straw Hats set sail. Luffy calls out and says, "Hey, if you guys want to join up the crew for sure, just call us and we'll come pick you up." But you know, Momonosuke, you got to be stronger. And Momonosuke is like, "Hell yeah!" And I'm like, "Hell yeah!" He's gonna next time he shows up, he's gonna have his hybrid form. It's gonna be so fire, like hybrid, like Kaido, like the Dragon Man hybrid. It'll be so cool.
Yeah.
We cut over to
It'll be a scaly shogun.
Yeah. We cut over to the ship. Nami's, guiding everybody to the Hakumai port, which is the formal port where they can leave by, safe means. Kid starts talking a little shit. He's like, "Oh, look at you guys going for the safe and secure port. Like a couple of losers." Law and Kid did not take that kindly. But, they just keep going. I think they literally changed course. Luffy takes the wheel and
Yeah, they were changing course.
yeah, and they all like just jump off of the falls together. As the Rakugo guy continues to tell the story, we get a little bit of a flashback to Hiyori's last exchange with Kurozumi. As Kurozumi, we see, is like, "The wrath of the Kurozumi clan will curse this country unto its last generation." But the princess gazed into his fucking eyes and said, she pushed Dendro aside, got closer, took that fan out with her family crest, and said, "Kurozumi was born to burn."
And in response to that, he was like, "Yeah." I guess did she fan the flames? Is that what happened with spirit?
It's both, I guess so, but it's also like, this is my sign, this is my family crest. Now you're dead. After you killed my father, all that stuff. It's just big talking shit. Rakugo talking shit.
Yeah.
Really cool moment. And we get a little shot.
Akane
Banashi.
Yeah.
And we get a little
I know
shot
the series.
of the other citizens of Wano as they're celebrating. One last shot of the Akazaya 9 with Momonosuke at the center. And the chapter ends with the curtain actually closing on the Wano arc. And this is the end. This is the official landmark ending of the Wano arc and the end of the chapter proper. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
I didn't think much of it. Other than the fact that when I seen that Yamato was not going to join and Momonosuke was also not going to join, I felt empty.
Empty.
Yeah. So I knew I wasn't right.
I feel like you're letting this affect you a little much.
But there was no. When it comes down to it, there was no new crewmate added. Therefore, are there no more crewmates to be added?
No, Yamato might join later. You know, I think he got like a little bit of the Jinbei treatment, where
no,
come find us later.
No. Come on, they supposed. I can't accept that.
Bro, they have like 5,000 crew members.
And that's what I don't care for,
At any point,
I wanted to see a crewmate.
Jinbei.
But then I thought about it, like, what? I know, but I guess, all right. Even as I reflect, right, like Yamato, what was his role? The person with a club.
You're asking what his actual job would be on the crew?
Yeah, like everybody has.
Well, the very
like
last
role,
one
right?
should be Lookout, maybe the person who sits on the crow's nest and just like chills up there.
That's Usopp.
Brian, you're still muted. I don't know if you're saying
Usopp could do that.
Usopp
That was
is the
supposed
sniper.
to be Carrot.
Yeah, Carrot filled that role for a little bit.
She did fill that role for a little bit. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
I don't think it's that serious.
And in theory,
and like I said,
I don't think anybody needs to have a physical job on the ship. You could just be a deckhand and help people out.
Be the strong person.
Yeah, you could.
the strong person.
Yamato strong person number 3.
Yeah, he's the strong person.
Exactly.
He's the strong person with boobs.
Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts?
No, not really. It was a nice little wrap up to this Wano arc. And is he gonna be off for another 2 weeks or something?
No,
or
he's
good money.
We're back next week with One Piece. Thank God.
Oh,
No breaks.
Wow.
No breaks. We're good.
Hey,
He's had a
that's
month. All right. I
pretty
won't
nice.
accept another break for a little bit. Come on, bro. All right. Well, in that case, Brian, what did you think about this chapter?
Honestly, I don't have much to say about this chapter, to be honest. A lot of people, I could say what a lot of people are saying about this chapter, though.
What did a lot of people say?
A lot of people don't like the way Wano's been like handled towards the end of it. People feel like it was rushed. People feel like they didn't give enough time to like flesh out the ending of this arc. And they also felt pretty weird about Hiyori's whole burning Orochi alive thing.
so weird about it.
Yeah,
How so?
they feel like the lesson that there was no lesson learned, and that people are still being prejudiced, are still dealing with prejudice, even though they're just because of the name of their clan. So people feel like the Korazumi just never learned their lesson when it came to handling that kind of situation, and kind of just not attacking people just because of the name of their clan,
Well,
The
here's the thing.
Kurozumi are wiped out.
Well, here's the thing about
I
the
think
Kurozumi.
wasn't he the last?
Yeah, the thing about the Kurozumi is that they were literally traitors and they killed other royal houses. And that's the reason they had like dirt on their name, in general. I guess it doesn't like justify what Orochi, I guess, has been through, or Kanshiro has been through necessarily. But yeah, their father, or like their relative who was a daimyo, was ostensibly a political assassinator. So I don't know. It's funny. There is like a significance to the burning of Kurozumi, because I looked up. Odin is a dish, right? And Odin is like this like stew type dish. We see Odin actually eating Odin in the very introduction of his character in the flashback. Odin was born to boil. That's his thing. That's the double meaning behind his whole. Do you know what black charcoal means? You know what? Well, I gave it away, but Kurozumi means
spoiler
black.
alert.
Kurozumi means black charcoal. And what does black charcoal do? It burns. That's the sig. That's like the little double
It was
entendre
born
here.
to burn.
Yeah. Ono was born.
Korazumi means
black charcoal.
Black charcoal demon. That's Orochi. Korazumi.
Yeah, Korazumi. I don't know what is that. What Orochi means? Demon?
Is Orochi snake? No, Orochimaru snake.
No, I don't think that's what it means. But either way, it's black charcoal, and he was born to burn. And Korazumi was an asshole. Let's not fucking go two ways about it. This guy fed defective smile fruits to the people just for the fun of it. I don't feel bad for Korazumi at all. Fuck that guy.
I see what's potentially problematic, I guess, and I don't know if the people I don't know if this is what they're trying, like the point they're trying to make, but I do think like there's this suggestion that evil is like inherent or like genetic. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, everyone in their like how everyone from their clan is some sneaky fake bastards, and then you obviously have this like Wano is a king, the shogun, whatever they call their kingdom.
Oh, huh? Wano.
What? Wano. No, but they have a hierarchy here. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a royal family, so there's like one group of people you see that's born to be, evil, and another group of people that are born just better than the rest of the citizens because of their blood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's I would admit that those are problematic themes. However, it was made expressively clear that everyone in their clan did horrible things.
Yeah.
Still problematic. It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Because even if you were looking at Korazumi as like this kind of like cyclical thing, Korazumi didn't like just go after the Kozuki clan. He seized control of Wano and allowed Kaido to come in just because he was like a power hungry guy. So his was not just a story of like retribution for the prejudices that his like family has endured. It's that, and he took a lot of liberties with, abusing the people of Wano, starving them, and giving them defective smile fruits so they can never feel anything again, really, or be allowed to express it.
It begs the question, though. If these are a group of people that can't help but be evil, right? Then how, it's not really their fault, right?
Well, I mean, that's assuming that, that's like, it's not their, it's like generally not, I don't think that's the case. I don't think like,
Hiyori condemned the clan. That's what they're saying. I think that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Which again, it's again, I don't fully. I mean, I don't think it's that serious personally, because again, like first of all, it's just like a story where these guys have been clearly made out to be evil, and I think it is implied that everyone in the clan is inherently bad.
Yeah. Well, I guess
like they all did it to themselves. Like they all led to their own demise, which is kind of. I'm trying to. How do I put this into thoughts? I'm trying to put it in a way that kind of. I'm not trying to make it seem less problematic. I'm just saying why personally I'm not taken aback by it, because I think it was executed in such a way. Like you could come to the conclusion that. If everyone in the clan that had the opportunity to change things, was evil, like they undid them, the undoing was to themselves, right? And it was really out of everybody else's hands, because their evil intentions are going to lead to their own destruction. Well, rather being there continuously punished for something that's just within their nature. It's it's a different dynamic.
Yeah,
because that's the problematic thing. It's probably I believe it's problematic to punish people for something that's within their nature. I think we should do other things. Like there should be something we do to address it.
Yeah, and I'm remembering to the flashback where Korazumi Orochi was working for Odin's family, and they didn't really particularly treat him bad.
No, you know what? You could argue that they did try. That was them trying to reform and say, we're not gonna just like treat you like shit because you was part of this clan before. They gave him a chance, and it's like the cyclical nature is him doing himself. Even when he tried to be saved, they gave him all the love, and yeah, he was like an errand boy for the royal family. But I mean, shit, he made good money. He had like slight influence. You know what I'm saying? He had like a level of respect when he went outside. It was held in a higher regard.
Yeah.
Simply, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like this clearly.
No, yeah, definitely not. And Orochi was actually like kind of a dutiful errand boy for the most part. He like worked for Yasui. That was like his boss, and Yasui didn't necessarily treat him bad. His mind was also corrupted by a generation before him. There was that old lady with the clone fruit. And she was like coaxing him into this path, and he just kind of got wrapped up in that. At a certain point, Orochi loses his victimhood when he gets to a position of power and does nothing with it, and actually does worse. Because he just like reflected all that anger onto the rest of the people in Wano. That
right.
Like the atrocities he's committed outweighs just like the amount of shit that he's like been through. I feel like he's really like he killed Yasui. He starved and polluted the land. He willingly let he
facilitated all of that.
Yeah, he willingly let an emperor of this, like an emperor of the sea, come in and just basically have a hostile takeover over their country. He withdrew food. He was a terrible leader. He didn't do anything for anybody. So I don't know. Whether this changes like the outlook of, I guess, shaming clans or whatever is yet to be seen, because we don't know how Momonosuke is going to govern going forward, because he just got to the seat. So maybe things will change.
What's clear is that they're empathetic. This is, sorry, I don't know if did you want to extend your point? My bad. I really wanted to.
You could go for it.
Because I feel like that's kind of something that ties this all together. Like, it's apparent that like under Wano's leadership, people were good. They weren't necessarily like, I don't remember seeing poor people or homeless people or nothing like that. So like this is like empathetic and sympathetic leadership where everyone has the needs, has the resources to survive. I'm assuming, you know what I'm saying? So I think if you and you can see that being the case with other previous islands and kingdoms, like in One Piece lore, usually they're overthrowing like this horrible dictator, so things can go back to the status quo, which was this focus on, I want to say focus, but I just feel like people were taken care of, even though like they had this hierarchy and structure of like kingdoms and stuff. Like you could see how certain areas people were treated well, and how like other kingdoms under the like influence of the celestial dragons, etc., their direct influence, people get treated like slaves and or less than. Anyways, I think this everything I'm saying is not about like, again, it's not about saying that that particular theme that I brought up, which I don't even know if that's what the people are saying specifically with punishing inherently evil people. But I think Oda's done the groundwork in the series to show that he's not, like, he doesn't lack humanity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He prioritizes humanity. He cares for it.
Yeah.
And it shows in this work.
Yeah, and
that's everything I have to say about that topic.
Yeah, my last point is also like, I think it's an interesting point to talk about. My final point, I guess, is that we've only ever really also seen that with the Kurozumi. So, it's not like left and right. The Kozuki clan in particular has been necessarily prejudiced in any way towards its own citizens. Wano's not perfect, obviously. It's an isolationist country, and you know, it might have its reasons, obviously, as we see. Like, it's a very barricaded in country, and it does house the Pluton. So, it has its reasons, maybe, in terms of that point. But, I don't know. I feel like people are kind of, like, looking for things. I will say, though, to be intellectually consistent, we kind of get on My Hero Academia for feeling rushed at times. And I can definitely see that with One Piece as well. I feel like when I was reading this chapter, I felt kind of like a lot of end of arc moments have a lot more emotional resonance. And for as much as Wano, or as big a part of this series as Wano was, I didn't necessarily feel the same resonance as, say, Enies Lobby, Water 7, or Alabasta, or even Dressrosa. Even I think we had like a little bit of kind of more of an emotional catharsis. It's been kind of business as usual ever since the battle on Onigashima ended, which, you know, I guess I kind of give it a little more of a caveat because this chapter is 1,057 chapters long. You know, I get that there's like kind of an instinct in Oda probably that like I'm trying to cut the fat out as much as I can and, you know, kind of give you the Cliff Notes version of all these emotional beats that are supposed to happen. But yeah, I do see that as like certain parts of One Piece do feel kind of rushed. The biggest one being Yamato's decision to stay. I feel like that could have been expounded on a little bit more, but it be that way, I guess, with One Piece. I guess I'm being a little lenient because of the overall length of the series, and you know we've got the end to get to. We got like probably another island or two before we reach Raftel, so, and a lot to establish. So
we're probably gonna have to look to the anime for
I mean,
if we want to have the definitive version to watch Wano.
I think I kind of agree with that. I think like, and you know, it doesn't hurt that One Piece is anime, although, you know, it is for logistical reasons also stretching out certain moments. It's, if you want those moments, it'll probably be more expounded upon in the anime. Like Brian said, I agree with that. It does help that One Piece's animation has never looked better these days. So, you know, I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out because I know we get on My Hero a lot about it, but I am consistent. I see it. I see it.
I guess the pacing's been a little kind of rapid since we've been introduced to Gear 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is something.
You know,
this is something I've seen on Totally Not Mark. It's something that he's like really brought up in terms of One Piece's art and the page layouts, where a lot of pages are very cluttered and they have like a billion panels sometimes, and it's just like Oda trying to get as much information in one chapter as he can, which is not necessarily enjoyable. You know, it's not as enjoyable as his earlier work where, you know, earlier in One Piece, he really let moments sit, and it is the reason that this series is as long as it is that like he's taken his time with a lot of this series. But I don't know. I guess like this is my one bias thing maybe, but I try to cut Oda slight slack on it. That being said, I see it. I just hope this isn't the start of a new trend for him, you know? It might be. It may not be. I mean, now that we left Wano, you know, now maybe we'll have like these shorter stories. I don't think we'll have another 1.5 like arc until we reach Raftel, at least, probably. So, who only knows? One other thing I wanted to bring up is that like this is the end of Wano, and I guess the only thing I really wanted to say is that in significance to our show is when we started doing the show, our very first episode was like middle of Act 1 in Wano. So the entire length of the podcast, we've only ever talked about Wano. So it'll be.
Are you serious? No way. We was talking about Whole Cake Island.
Nope.
Yes, we was.
No, we weren't, man. That was 2 years ago.
No way.
2 years ago is when we started this show. Like 2.5 years ago, we started this show. Wano was still happening. We were in the middle of Act 1.
What?
One of my favorite moments is when we covered when Luffy. We were covering Wano before Luffy lost for the first time. We did not cover Whole Cake. We were in the middle of Wano. And I'm pretty sure that's true.
The big news Brian drop came prior to Wano.
No, because Wano
because of the intermediary.
Yeah, because Wano had intermediary chapters when we were.
Yeah, you don't remember there was a little
we saw Morgans in Wano.
Morgan.
Oh, what was like a flashback of like what happened?
It's just like what's going on in the world. You know, I'm going all the way back to see what chapter exactly we started covering the show. I'm 99% sure we were in the middle of Wano still.
No way.
Yep, we were like, it was before Luffy lost to Kaido the first time, even. Okay, that was the first episode. Doesn't necessarily tell us. I just caught one of the titles, Computer Nuda. That was a great title.
It was.
Yeah, we went back to 2020. 2019. That was definitely like Wano, right? Damn. Okay. One Piece 942. Yeah, we were deep in Wano. That was our 6th episode. In our 6th episode, we were in chapter 942. Wano starts in chapter 910.
Wow. I thought we were covering big. I thought we was at Whole Cake Island when we started. Wow.
So, starting next week will be the first time New Jump City talks about One Piece outside of Wano. And I'm really excited about it, It's good to start off with a new journey. I'm here for it. But that's the last thing I really wanted to say. I just think that was a pretty neat thing.
Yeah, that was cool. Nice call out.
Yeah. You guys have any final thoughts?
Goodbye, Wano.
Goodbye, Wano.
I'm sure we'll be back.
Yeah, maybe.
13 pages.
That was 13 pages?
No.
What do you mean? Why'd you say 13 pages?
You'll see.
Oh. All right. Well, speaking of which, I guess, then let's move onward. My Hero Academia. This is My Hero Academia, chapter 363, Those Who Defend, Those Who Violate. Last we left off, Bakugo got yeeted. We're getting destroyed out there. He got pretty destroyed. It's not good. Best Genius confirms it. He says, no pulse. His heart is ravaged. He's dead, guys. I swear to God, he's dead. I swear. Even Shigaraki is like, he's dead for sure. There's no way he didn't die.
This time?
This time, he's truly dead.
Truly dead.
Truly. The big three, Nejire's on the ground. She got tagged pretty bad in the attack. Sun Eater's trying to get his shit together. Mirio seems to be the one to be able to make the most progress towards him. Mirko is just like trying to like bite and scratch her way out of the weird finger fungi trap that Shigaraki has her in. And she's just thinking is like, if only I could have murdered you. If only I could have been a hop faster. Shigaraki's just like, don't worry about it. You weren't the only fuck up on that day. Talking wild shit. And we cut back over to Todoroki and Ida, who are witnessing as fucking Toya comes back from the jaws of defeat, apparently brandishing the red phosphorus type move that Shoto did to defeat him. And
an extended neck.
Yeah, and he's got a long neck. He's like, oh no! And Todoroki's, I guess, giving him his flowers in his head. He's thinking like, he didn't just copy it because he's talented. He worked really hard to be able to know his quirk enough to be able to do something like that. we see that Toya shouts out to Skeptic. Skeptic basically tells him where Endeavor is because he already knows. Skeptic starts snapping, I guess, on his past. And his past was like he worked for a company, and it was because like the company was moving overseas because they couldn't maintain themselves in Japan, I guess. So, they fired him, they laid him off basically, and he was really upset about that. It looks like, I don't know. That's what I grabbed from it. But he's different because he can adapt and he can keep operations going, unlike them. And it looks like he's hacking into the
mainframe.
The mainframe, the UA mainframe, and I guess tapping into those safety transportation things that UA built to keep civilians out of harm's way and transport them to this basically underground city where they'll be safer. Todoroki's mom's down there. I just noticed that. But yeah, we see the kids from way back in the hero license exam. Those are the kids that they had to work with in order to get a hero license. Todoroki.
Wow,
Rakugo.
you remember that?
Yes, but also I'm actually up to that arc. I'm actually up to that arc in my read through, or close to it. But I do remember these kids.
That would have been absolutely fucking incredible.
Well, I did remember
that would have been beyond deep.
Well, look, I'm being honest here. I mean, I'm somewhat close to that arc, but I do remember these kids' designs, so that's why I remember it the way I did. I remember this one kid that's like Bakugo and company as well, because he was like a shithead to Bakugo. He was like a funny little kid.
My cat almost killed me.
They be doing that sometimes.
Yeah.
As a new cat owner myself, I understand. All right, and we get a glimpse of the League of Villains spies that are also chilling in the UA safety zone. And we cut back to the Gunga Mountain Villa ruins, where All For One is like, my side was entirely on defense last time. This time, not so much. And he says, heroes are the ones are those who defend, while villains violate. Behold, as we plunge towards our dreams, as we see what I thought was like the disintegrating husk of All For One actually turning into hunky All For One. He's coming back to his regular form. He's no longer Lima Bean from Jimmy Neutron. He has gained his hair back.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it's not great. And that's where the chapter ends, on the 2-page spread of a face reveal of All For One, actually. It's kind of a big deal.
He's regenerating.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
He is for sure regenerating. And that's where the chapter ends. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
I want to know what Brian thinks. Can we do him first?
That was a really good evil villain laugh you gave.
Okay. So, with this chapter actually gave me a little bit more to work with, if that makes any sense. It's still kind of confusing. I'm not going to say it was like an amazing chapter or anything, but it did set some things up. I am a little bummed out that the whole Dobby thing happened off screen, but that's fine. I can forgive that. They did hint a little bit that Genus is probably going to be involved with bringing Bakugo back.
Because at the end of that, bro.
You didn't see the little panel of Genus like activating his quirk?
No, I didn't see that. Let me see.
There's a little panel of Genus activating his quirk and stretching his arms out towards Bakugo.
Oh, so I do see that.
So that's
gangster time, or
it looks like he's gonna do probably what we thought he would do.
You thought he would do. You could take credit for that one.
So I'm hoping that's what ended up happening. So we'll see what happens. So that's the main thing that I'm worried about. So if Bakugo does come back in that way, then Horikoshi is back in my good graces. he's figuring out creative ways to get himself out of this. But this chapter does just make me feel like Bakugo is not gonna die. This chapter definitely I look at it and it says, okay, they're setting up Bakugo to come back in a fucking fantastic, spectacular way or something, which would be sick. Bakugo needs that moment, especially after this.
He also needs his heart to live.
That's important.
Unless, again, his awakening, nullifies that or makes it unnecessary.
Or Best Genius
continue.
Best Genius makes him a new heart out of denim.
Well, no, he's not going to make a new heart. It's like, so the theory is that Genius will repair his heart using the muscle fibers that are within the heart because he controls all fiber. So theoretically,
the fiber man.
Yeah, if he does control all fiber, then that means he could do that. So there is a chance that that's what it is. And who's to say that heroes don't have awakening? Like big time heroes that have been around for a while don't have awakenings either. Man, maybe that's what saves them.
If Best Genius gets his awakening before Bakugo,
that makes more sense, doesn't it?
I guess, but not
Dude's
in a
been
character
around
sense.
for way longer.
Yeah, but not in a dramatic sense. I mean, like, come on, this is Bakugo we're talking about. That's like if Fat Gum got his awakening before Midoriya did.
Again, you're still preaching to. I still think that pro heroes should be more likely to get their awakening.
All right, Brian.
I mean, that's just me.
Anyway.
Can I briefly change the topic?
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
Does anybody know who Onima is?
No.
Onima?
He is the character that Shoto's brother, Dabi.
Oh.
I forgot his name.
Yeah, one of the fire heroes that just got killed.
So while you guys were having your conversation, I went to myheroacademia.fandom.com on this tablet, right? And I just wanted to see, perhaps, it's a long series. We're reading it for a few years. We're bound to forget a few things.
Onima has not shown up before.
He has shown up.
Well, not in any significant way.
He, after the capture of Stain, Kido and Onima were responsible for guarding the Nomu after it was defeated and until they, arrested it and put it in custody. So he was standing over there for that. And he was also there when this was a big one, okay, guys? He was also there in the same room as Endeavor when he screamed for Shoto, which was hilarious. That was one of the best moments of My Hero Academia, unironically.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, Shoto! Because he didn't join the agency. Yeah. So he was in the room and he expressed concern to another agency person that he's worried about Endeavor's mental health. So thank you, My Hero Academia fandom. You've educated me and informed me to the importance of Onima.
Yo, I don't get you, bro. I don't get you. I don't understand you. You want to know why I don't understand you, Josh? You want to know why? Because, all right, so I bet you $500 fucking that if they gave a whole chapter to Onima, you would have been like, who the fuck is this dude, bro? Why are they focusing on this guy so hard? You would have, I could see, there's nothing Horikoshi could have done here except for not have Onima exist in this series. If Onima was not a character, this would not have happened. Gosh. It's either he gets focus, he doesn't get focus, or he doesn't exist. Those are the only three options.
Hold on. Josh, to be fair, I think you're overstating the importance of the death of Onima. I think
died.
I think Onima.
We know his quirk. We don't know his quirk officially. However, we can assume that it has something to do with being heat resistant.
Hold on. I think the reason that Onima even died is because it doesn't hurt the story in any way that he does. He was fodder to show that Shoto's back. All right. He's not supposed to be this guy we were supposed to mourn. He's not supposed to be this guy we're like, no, Onima.
He should have been the tail guy. Sorry. That's your favorite character. You know what I'm saying?
No, we're not.
One of the teachers, one of the pros we know of.
We're actually not supposed to care as much as Burnin does about Onima. Burnin cares about Onima because within the...
They didn't scream for him. Shoto did.
Well, because he knows him.
You defending this bullshit. Listen,
I am defending...
What bullshit, bro? Like,
he
you're so
didn't
mad
even
at
get a
nothing.
chapter. He didn't even get a chapter.
I don't know why you're mad.
Why do you want an Onima chapter? You would have hated that chapter.
I wanted
I'm pretending
to be
like
someone...
you wouldn't have hated that chapter.
It was nothing lost, nothing gained, not lost.
No,
Gosh,
yeah,
you
that's
got
the
mad
point.
when one panel of a Pompadour fucking marketing student showed up in My Hero. You want a known, like a barely mentioned fucking character to fucking
Well,
have a
that's the point.
chapter?
Right.
That's the point.
I did.
Onima died
did.
because it doesn't matter. He was just it was just a thing to show that, hey, Todoroki's back, Toya's back, and he's like got his red phosphorus and it's very powerful. So let me get rid of this fodder character.
It looked cool.
Let me get rid of this fodder character to demonstrate
Why
how
my
strong it is.
why my nigga Onima had to take that out like that, man?
Because it would have. Who do you want it to take the L? Ida?
And now I'm actually kind of attached.
Dude, you've attached yourself through this argument.
It's bad either way. It's bad either way.
Is it?
We don't give a
What do
fuck
you want?
about
You want
him all.
next chapter
I'll
for
tell you what,
Onima
bro.
to fucking come back and defeat Dabi?
He better assist. He better be like, I was okay, because that is my quirk to get burned up and, only
I'll tell
be
you what,
mostly
dude.
bothered by it.
I
You
did
know what
not
I'm
pay a single mind to Onima. I didn't. I glanced over it.
All right, fact or fiction for both of y'all. Shoto is in your top 3 favorite characters for this series. Fact or fiction?
I'm gonna say it's fact.
Oh my God, you're gonna
Top 3?
All right,
I say Shoto is top 3.
it is Brian. It is. He's one of your favorites. You can't even lie to us.
Why are you mad?
But you, Chris,
What?
you're gonna
I'm
do
not
it.
even trying. What are you talking about? Why am I getting attacked?
Don't make it like there was a debate of thought, a contentious. Shoto is.
We're getting
He's-
lost on
he's
your
very
road of
cool.
sarcasm again.
No. Listen. Let me not get lost there. The point is, y'all care about Shoto, and he really cared about Onima.
This is true.
There's a disconnect there.
Uh-huh.
That's it, bro. It should have been someone we cared about.
Oh,
it should have been something.
Oh,
You
Ida
want
should have died.
Shoto to die
It
there?
should have been more. No.
Ida should have died. You heard it here first. It should have been Ida.
Vernon would have been worse. Vernon should have died.
Burnin?
You want Burnin to die?
You just don't
That
like
would've
Burnin.
I don't got a problem with Vernon.
You just don't like that
That's
Burnin
the-
has
No,
lines.
that's the point.
Burnin has lines in this
Ah,
series.
man, I don't even hate it that much, bro. I don't even hate. Listen,
I mean,
yeah.
I guess you're not wrong. I mean, Burnin would have been a harder hit.
Yeah, but it's not supposed to be a hard hit. All right, it's not.
I think it would have been more effective if it was a harder hit.
I guess. I mean, I didn't think about it.
I think there was opportunity. I think you're so ready for this series to end that you don't want any more complexity or emotional
What are you
depth
talking about?
in this. I'm dragging me.
This is 2 panels,
stop.
basically. Man,
Title of the episode: R.I.P. Onima.
yeah.
We're gonna miss you, bro. He's one of the great ones too.
God damn, these headphones don't.
I'm not
fit.
saying he's up there with Aruka Sensei and Yasui, but he's somewhere.
No, he's not anywhere near Ruka Sensei. He doesn't have. He barely has like 3 speaking lines in the whole series.
You picked the weirdest things
Yeah, this is
to
a
get
weird
mad
fight.
at in My Hero.
is a
You
weird
could have
battle.
picked anything, and we probably could have agreed with you, but you went for the hardest thing to
That's
get
the
us to agree
thing,
with
Josh.
you.
There's actually things to be mad about in this chapter.
Like we're here, we're
You
like
know what?
Bakugo's dying, bro. They rushing everything. Josh is like, fucking Onima, bro.
Why they give a shit about Onima for?
Because he screamed for his like that shit annoyed me. That shit annoyed me.
Because that makes sense. Man, do you have any other thoughts on
They're
this
never
chapter?
gonna mention Onima again.
No, they won't. They will never mention Onima again.
For those, alright, if you're listening on the podcast only, on the voice only, I'm sorry, guys. But if you go to YouTube, you'll see that I'm showing this panel. Look at the fucking font. Look at it. Look at the emphasis. Look at the urgency.
I don't understand.
So you want him to just not give a fuck about
Onima died.
pro hero.
He should have
Bro,
just
and
been
be like,
like,
oh no, that sucks.
This guy worked for his dad. He's seen him a bunch probably in his childhood.
he's gonna scream for Onima while simultaneously in his head giving his zombie brother his flowers.
Yeah.
Weird.
I
With
think
a capital W.
I think you're thinking a little too much about it. It's really stuck in your craw.
I'm not gonna deny that.
Well, do you
I
have
won't
any
deny
other
it.
thoughts on the chapter?
No, that was how this all started. I was really kind of just cracking a joke about this because I didn't have much thoughts about the chapter really.
Oh,
I was kind of disappointed that Bakugo didn't come back to life already, but I'll
Yeah.
wait.
I mean, some would say he didn't have to die in the first place.
Yeah, I'd say that too.
I'd
say this is unnecessary drama here.
yeah, I'm
I
also
don't know.
kind of,
Villains are meant to violate.
huh? Violators are meant to violate, yeah.
Villains are meant to
Oh,
violate.
villains are meant to violate.
And he violated young Bakugo.
He did violate young Bakugo.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not wild about this chapter either. Toya coming back is kind of like, all right, I guess.
They kind of teased that he would. I just didn't think they would.
Yeah.
He would go about it in this fashion.
No, that's fair, and I know that his embers weren't necessarily out when Todoroki finished him, but I guess he's gonna go over to Endeavor now, and that's the point of this. And I'm like, why didn't? Yeah, I don't know. Why? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not particularly excited about it because I feel like the battle ended fine with Shoto doing his thing and finishing him already.
He
I don't know.
melted a statue. That was pretty crazy.
It was pretty cool. There's a lot of cool visuals in that fight, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know where it goes from here, and I guess the nature of the whole Todoroki family drama has kind of not been resolved as great as it could have been, and him just going after Endeavor doesn't necessarily fix that problem because it's just he's probably gonna end up killing Endeavor, or Endeavor's gonna defeat him and be like, I'll watch out after you from now on. I'll be a good dad. I'm not sure, but whatever it is, it's gonna be kind of weird, especially since the other members of the family are just kind of in the sideline, and they always have been.
Yeah, speaking of, don't forget the prediction I made that his mom's gonna pull up.
Well, she's underground right now.
and
She's in the UA.
She
for
shows
now.
up.
For now,
If she fucking shows up.
They'll probably find a way to make
she
her
needs
show.
to freeze him. That's how.
No,
that's
you're
the
right.
only way.
You might be right about that. It makes sense. I feel like those spies or whatever are something's gonna happen down there that's gonna result in their mom going. It has
if
to.
she shows up
Directly to
there,
that
I'm gonna
location.
be so.
It has to, because they can't resolve this without the entire family there. It doesn't make sense for just Shoto. And...
Yeah, but if she just randomly shows up on the battlefield, was she even a hero?
No, she was just a lady.
All right.
She was just a nice lady.
But she has a powerful ice quirk.
Yes.
No, she doesn't have a powerful ice quirk.
Yeah, she does. Well, she
just has an ice quirk, not a powerful ice quirk.
That's true.
Where's your optimism,
Like,
bro?
her fucking power is probably making ice cubes for fucking Endeavor's drinks.
Well, you know,
Why would he marry someone like that? You know Endeavor don't give it up that way.
No, Endeavor picked
He's
somebody.
calling himself an ice queen, bro.
Well, she's not a hero, so it could be possible that her powers have that potential, and she just doesn't use it for that because she wasn't a hero. She was just a civilian. So it could be possible that she is an ice queen, but also does not and has not trained her powers to be that level. Because the whole point of that is like it's an arranged marriage. So Endeavor strictly only wanted someone with an ice quirk, so that he could have like this conjoined quirk person as their child. So yeah, I don't see it ending any other way as well. I don't see it without the mom being there to like freeze him somehow, some way.
The real question is, how many babies would he have had before quitting?
Man, as many as it takes, it looked like. Todoroki Shoto is like his fourth kid.
Fourth and last.
Yeah.
Because he finally got the combination he needed.
Yeah, because it's always been like skewed one way or another. Like one of the kids would have too much fire. That was Toya. Somebody would have like ice, and I think that was the sister who got more of the ice quirk. I think the older brother also had like kind of a more dominant fire quirk, but I'm not sure because he never uses it if he has a quirk. But yeah. Anyway, that was my hero.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, this
That
is a
was
buffer
alright.
chapter.
We'll
if
have
there
to
ever was
see.
one.
I mean, we'll have to see. I don't want to like pass too hard a judgment, I guess, because
That's genius.
you know, the other chapters of My Hero up to this point have been pretty solid, for the most part. Bakugo's death really threw a wrench in the operation.
Yeah, right when you know what's funny? The week before that chapter came out, I was like, "Yo, he's really hitting his stride. He's doing great.
Brian
Keep it up, buddy."
Brian was doing victory laps around me and Josh for like 3 weeks because we were like, this was a good chapter. Unfortunately, I mean, we'll see. Maybe Horikoshi will make it after. Horikoshi's a good writer. You know, I have faith in him. I have faith in him. But are we ready to move onward then? In that case, no more rebuttals, no more thoughts.
Definitely.
All right, that was My Hero Academia. Let's move onward. Chainsaw Man. This is Chainsaw Man chapter 102, Save the Cat. Last we left off, Asa and her friend Yuko were, you know, getting closer together, you know, hanging out. Asa was actually like happy to have a friend. The war devil within her is constantly trying to convince her to use Yuko as a weapon, because, you know, Yuko's ability, not Yuko, Asa's ability as the war devil is that she can make a weapon out of anybody, but the more she likes the thing she's making a weapon out of, the stronger it is. And, you know, they're just going casually devil hunting, chilling, you know, like teenagers do in this world, I guess. And they come across the Bat Devil, who now chases them because they are way over their heads there. And it's chasing them. It basically causes them to crash. Like, it just, like, does, like, a bunch of damage and debris onto a building that they're on. And it causes Yuko to be passed out cold and also get this, like, I guess it's a part of the railing, the safety railing on the side of this balcony to be lodged within her leg. Meanwhile, this just random bystander is getting eaten by the fucking Bat Devil.
No one cares about her.
No one cares. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, she'll be all right.
She's gone. She's dead.
It is what it is.
What are you going to do? Am I going to pry her out of the Bat Devil's hands? No way. So as Asa is just like observing Yuko at the moment, who's like injured and out cold, the War Devil just is like, kill Yuko and turn her into a weapon. It'll increase our chances of survival. And
immediately.
yeah, no hesitation.
He didn't hesitate, Asa.
Yeah, Asa is just like kind of petrified where she is, and War Devil is just like, "Don't worry, you are me, so I know you aren't sorry for killing Bucky. You're sorry that
You are.
yeah, you're sorry that you were seen killing Bucky." And he says, "Luckily for us this time, no one's around, so just do it. No one can see you. No one's gonna shame you for it. So let's go. On the night you died, didn't you make up your mind that you're gonna live more selfishly? Well, you got to kill her if you want to live. If you want to do that."
He's pulling out all the stops, yo. All the mental warfare.
Yeah, such emotional manipulation. All of it, man. And Asa's just having a panic attack. Understandably so. She is not in good straits right now. And at the end of the day, she just decides to pick up Yuko and run away. The Hell Devil just yelling after her, "You damn fool!" So she's running as fast as she can, and that's when she just trips over a loose tile, and we get a little flashback. Actually, she remembers that, like, I always trip and fall at the most critical moment, and you see, like, throughout her life, her falling in just these critical moments in her life. It's kind of sad, and we get to a point where she's running away from a giant weird devil way back in the day, and as she's running, she just sees a cat who has like a bloody leg, like an injured cat. So she runs over to pick it up. Her mom, who she's running with, sees her, and as Asa goes to pick up the cat, she stumbles. Asa's mom returns, lifts her daughter up, and pushes her out of the way just as this car is just slamming into her. And that's how Asa's mom died. And now Asa was left alone amongst the fucking debris with this lone cat. And, there's this moment where, like, this old lady pulls up and is like, "Are you all right? Oh, it must have been awful. Oh, my, it's a kitty cat. You managed to save the cat? How wonderful." And Asa just, like, starts weeping, as she seems to come to. We then cut to, recently, where Yuko offered to give Asa her shoes because her shoes were messed up by some shitty kids who bought raw meat and put them on their shoes. Fictional high school students are the worst. So, yeah, she's basically like, "I don't need this. I'd rather be bullied than pitied. Thanks." And Yuko just tells her, like, "I don't really care how you feel. If my action turns out to be a mistake, if my heart was in the right place, that's all that matters to me." And Asa agrees, and as we cut to the present, and she's like doing some introspection, she's thinking about like how she wants to live by that as well, because even back then, yeah, her mom died and it was kind of her fault, but at the same time, she was trying to do her best and she was trying to do a good thing. And it was the same thing with Bucky. Her heart was in the right place there, but she just like fell in the wrong time. So she just says, "I'm going to save her no matter what." As the Bat Devil gets real close and then chomps her up and seemingly eats Asa whole. And then it motherfucking happens. Another devil crashes through the building, causing the Bat Devil to spit out both Asa and Yuko. And hell yeah, you see Denji in the motherfucking corner there, slamming this big giant devil into the Bat Devil. Very fucking cool. One of these. And
Brian was right.
Yeah, Brian was right. He wants us to say it here, even though we were all kind of like, "We agree with you, Brian."
No,
we were all like,
that's
"Yeah."
Not what happened.
I guess I didn't agree. Technically, I said, but it's probably going to be a few more chapters. Like we're gonna get a little, prologue.
I know. I said it could be next chapter, as well. Like I agreed with Brian. Just wanted you to know. So technically, I also am right.
Is he fighting against Summon Skull?
No, this is the cockroach devil.
Ew.
Ew.
What about him is cockroachy? I don't.
The
where's
antennae.
the cockroach?
The antennae, I guess. I don't know, man. The multiple legs and the multiple arms.
Oh.
They call it the Roach Devil later. But anyway, we get a big, super cool, patented Chainsaw Man gory fight scene. Very edge, very cool. Chainsaw, blood, guts everywhere. Very,
Oh, this is awesome, guys.
It is legitimately badass. It's so cool to see this again. These like pages that could be like metal album covers are just like, they're just going at it. They're fighting. Chainsaw Man like manages to cut off one of the cockroach devil's arms. It flies back. He's like, Chainsaw Man, why side with humans when you're a devil? So you want to be a superhero now, eh? He picks up a human, like just some boy, and he picks up this car full of old people. And he says, you want to be a hero? Then how about this? One student with a bright future, or 5 old geezers and grannies in this car. Which will you save, Chainsaw Man, the superhero? And he drops both of them. Chainsaw Man chooses neither and just straight up kills the cockroach devil in this big dramatic 2-page spread. Looks really cool once again. And both the car full of grannies and geezers and the young student with a bright future both die. But we do see that a cat is just barely hanging on for dear life. It's like falling off of the roof. And right on time, Chainsaw Man rescues the cat. And he says, there was a cat too, dude. And the chapter ends with a news report saying, in another act of heroism, Chainsaw Man saves a cat from the cockroach devil. And the cat just goes,
oh, yeah, so is that.
Which honestly, vibes.
Pretty sick.
You gotta
I probably would have chose a human being over a cat, but I mean, I understand. I love cats dearly.
Yeah.
Almost as much as I love humans.
Yeah.
You know, almost. So fucking close.
I mean, it could go either way for me, dude. I don't know, man. It's constantly back and forth. If it was one of my cats...
This guy he draws shit in the nastiest way he could think of. And you gotta love it.
Yeah. Anyway.
His guts are spilling out his stomach. His fucking tentacle from his brain. I don't know, man.
That's a handle.
Huh?
That's a handle. The thing in the back of Chainsaw Man's head? That's a handle.
Nah, I'm talking about the corpse of the roach devil.
Oh, yeah.
He leaned up against this building. You see this long noodle coming out of his head? What the fuck
that's
is
his
that?
brain. That's like part of his brain. That's like a brain noodle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, you know, like when you get ramen and you boil it and it starts to separate?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's what that is. Anyway, Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
I guess technically I gotta give... I think in all fairness, this may be the last time we assign these things to Chainsaw Man, since it's a bi-weekly chapter,
not
but it was my
necessarily.
RGC.
Whenever it comes in, it's in contention.
But it skews the numbers, man. It's not fair, because they only get half the opportunity.
I mean, look, man, that's not our
We
fault.
can count them as 2, I guess.
Well, no, we won't. But that is your really good chapter. It's also mine, to be fair. Josh,
okay.
Brian, what?
It's mine as well.
Yo! Wow! It's a unified, really good chapter of the week.
Unified RGC. Unified RGC. Unified RGC.
I'm guessing it wasn't the audience, which means I know exactly who won.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. What else?
Well, you tell me. What are your other thoughts?
Oh, I want to bring something up. And this should have been I wish I did a little bit more reading about this, but because I know that the author of Chainsaw Man is really into philosophy and religion and all of that, right? The situation where he picks up the human, the one person, and the car people, that's like a kind of like a old like philosophical question. Yeah, you've heard it before, right? You've heard maybe it's not really a specific thing, but it takes in many forms. Like I remember when I was in school, it was like the lever and the train.
Yeah.
It's like, are you going to switch it? Which way are you going to choose?
The trolley problem.
Right. Exactly. And you know, I just thought it'd be cool if I shared my point of view on this situation, right? So. Because the cat was another option, right? It wasn't what it seemed like. He had three choices to make, right? Now, usually like when I ask people that question or when I hear people answer it, most people tend to say that like more lives outweigh less lives or something like that, which I personally disagree with. I think you can't really measure the weight of a life. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not quantifiable. So if it came down to it, I'd have to make like a coin flip or something like that. That's how I feel. Maybe in the moment,
choice out of your hand.
I'd make a different decision. You know. But like that, I think that would be like the fair thing to do. You know. Anyway, what Denji did was choose the cat, though. He didn't. You know, it was a direct decision to do that, which you know, it's not the same as what Asa did before her mom died, where she scooped up the cat. But it is because you know she didn't choose to let her mom die in that situation and chose the cat to survive or nothing like that. But I guess what you can say is that the conclusion she drew from that story about her saying that like I want to live where I don't where my heart is in the right place and like stick to that. Denji, it's kind of interesting because he comes to that same conclusion from a completely different angle and perspective. Like with saving the cat, he prefers to save the cat. You know how to because all right, I know I'm sounding crazy with this because I'm again. This is assuming he made that decision on purpose, like he chose to save the cat instead of the people, right? I think that's a statement where how he feels about how humans are inherently or animals. Like he probably looks at animals as more innocent, therefore their life is more valuable. But that's him. He feels like he has this. That's him like living by his means, you know what I'm saying? That's why he doesn't feel bad about it or why he didn't hesitate or nothing like that, because he felt like, no, this is what I deem as valuable. And I think it's just all right. The whole reason I'm even bringing all this up is that I was really trying to search for a parallel between them two saving the cats outside of it just being look, they both just saved cats. You know, I was trying to see if there was some type of deeper meaning for the both of them. And the closest I could get to is that she is learning how to live the way she wants to live, and this is Denji, and she was always like that from the beginning. You know, it was society telling her to not, making her feel that she shouldn't be that way, like whether it's directly or indirectly. Denji has never been affected by society. He's always lived how he's lived, therefore he acts that way. You know, so. Yeah, that was like I said, that was the connection there. They both, he's living by his judgments and she's about to start living by her judgments. Okay. And the pages looked really awesome.
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny when the cockroach devil was getting chopped up. He's like, "Gugwa."
Is that what he said?
And when and then when and then when the car and the purse is dropping, and then he's like, "Wow!" Because he comes and chops his arm off instead of saving the people. I thought that was fucking hilarious. This cockroach devil had no idea what was coming to him.
Yeah.
Brian,
what did you think about this chapter?
Do you have any rebuttals?
You're muted.
Chris, do you have any rebuttals?
I was actually gonna bring up the same thing that you were gonna bring up with the
same exact thing.
Yeah, the same exact thing. So I liked it for that reason. Again, I was excited to see Denji again. That's my boy. I love him. But yeah, I don't have much else to say aside from that. Josh kind of hit the nail on the head.
Oh yeah, I know what else you're gonna say.
What? Rest in peace, Onima. Is that what I was gonna say next?
You're right.
What were you right about?
No, he's saying you were right.
What was that? Oh yeah, I was right about that. Huh.
That's all you want to talk about, bro. You know it.
That's all
You know you
care
want to make
about,
that the topic of this. Brian was right. That's the.
I was also right. I'll get into my thoughts. I actually have a few thoughts. Actually, this was a very interesting chapter. One thing I do want to mention. This chapter is called "Save the Cat," and there's a lot of cat saving in this chapter. There's a book.
Two cat saves?
There's a.
Is there more than two?
Yeah, it's the original. There's Asa's in the flashback, and that one, and in Chainsaw Man, in general as a series, there's another cat saving arc. I think also against the Bat Devil being involved when Power has her cat, and she wanted Denji to save her cat. But that's another thing. But what I'm saying is that there's a screenwriting book called Save the Cat. And I know that Fujimoto is a big movie guy based on like his little one shots. One of them was about making movies. And there's this book called Save the Cat by Blake Snyder. It's one of the more foundational like screenwriting books out there. And he talks about this thing called the Save the Cat moment in every movie, where it is the moment in the story that that shows the audience why you should root for any particular character. It's the moment where you get invested in any main particular character. And I guess it shows, like what the main character is about. Most movies have this for the most part. And in theory, we have he follows that because we get that with Asa. We get her Save the Cat moment in that flashback where, we understand what she's about after that. It's kind of like a fun little meta joke on narrative in general. We get Asa saving her cat, this cat, as a means of, just her following her heart, doing what she thought was right in the moment. Contrasted with Denji, whereas I would say Asa was more on instinct, Denji was definitely more purposeful with his choice. So he for sure chose not to save people. And
he could care less.
And I think it's because Denji's not like a admirable person. Like if you remember where Denji comes from and who he is, he's kind of a guy who's just kind of learning how to even be a human being in the first place, because he's come from such rock bottom depths that at the end of Chainsaw Man Part 1, he's he just is now scratching the surface of what it means to be a person and to be a human and to have compassion. So, I think that's where we're at. I think we need to look into how Denji absorbs his newfound celebrity going forward and what being this superhero figure to the world means to him before I can make any real judgments on what this means overall for his character. But, Denji has had a history with saving cats before with Power, and I feel like there's a little bit of that in his reasoning for saving the cat. It's like he saved Power's cat,
Right.
That's kind of a thing he learned back in the day. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. I thought it was a fun little meta thing, if that's what he's doing. I'm just making a supposition, like a guess here that he's kind of
supposition.
Supposition. I don't even know if that's the right word. That's why I stopped saying it.
It sounded appropriate.
Proposition.
Proposition. Yeah.
Maybe a proposition.
No, proposition is your It's like
your.
your.
I'll be honest. I'm not.
Posing.
I'm not a billion% sure supposition's even the word, really. I'll look that up right now. But in the meantime, yeah, read.
A proposition is like a deal. It's like an offer or something like that.
Supposition is an uncertain belief. They're working on the supposition that his death was murder. So, I guess I was using it right. Never mind. Now I was right. It's my
Did you
turn to
read
be
The
right.
Cat is Dead? Did you read The Save the Cat? Was that part of your curriculum?
Not part of my curriculum. I did go to school.
Wow, Brooklyn College is fucking up. How is that not part of the curriculum?
It was not
bro?
part of the curriculum. I do own it. I haven't read it all the way through, but that's something I learned. And I think that was very deliberate on Fujimoto's part. But yeah, I agree. I mean, it's always good to have Chainsaw Man do Chainsaw Man things. These like cool ass visuals. It's on the surface, it's just very dope. But I think there's like a lot of depth to this chapter as well. A lot of really good character moment for Asa. I don't know if she'll like really want to kill Chainsaw Man after this. I feel like they have stuff in common, and I think that will be more difficult for her than they think. But it may also not be up to Asa, as the War Devil can just emerge whenever she feels like it. as long as Asa's not deathly afraid. But yeah, I'm looking forward. Chainsaw Man is bi-weekly, so we won't see it next week, right? No, we will. It does come out next week, actually, but we'll be covering it the episode after the next one because we won't have new material. Provided we record next Monday, we go back to our regular schedule on Monday. We'll probably talk about Chainsaw Man the week after it actually comes out. But yeah, this was a great chapter. Very fun to read through. I read through this a couple times just because it was fun.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So
This is a very enjoyable chapter.
agreed. Read Chainsaw Man, everyone. It's a hell of a read. But I'm ready to move on. Are you guys ready?
Is Midoriya ready to move on?
No, not yet. He doesn't even know what he has to move on from.
He sure doesn't.
All right, let's move onward then. Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm gonna pass this over to Josh.
Yes, it is being passed over to me, and I am searching for this chapter. Give me one moment.
Filling up the
This is chapter 194. I don't have the title name yet. However, I will tell you briefly about what happened in the previous chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Maki got hit at Mach 1 speed.
Mach 3.
By this spaghetti chrysalis monster, formerly known as Naoya.
Naoya.
Yeah, the guy that could freeze frames and move really fast. Overall asshole and woman hater, etc., etc. Right. Maki, he span around for 5 minutes in the air and crashed into her, and she could not handle it. Which is fair. I mean, if you get hit at something to the speed of sound, that's pretty devastating.
Yeah, it's impressive that she didn't.
Not everyone could be Goku,
Yeah, it's impressive that she didn't turn into a pink mist when that happened, because that would happen to most people.
Right. Oh, by the way, I started watching The Boys.
Oh yeah.
Yep, and spoilers for
Wait,
The Boys.
I didn't watch season 3.
In the first chapter.
I don't know how far you are.
Happens in the very first episode.
Oh, okay.
Somebody gets... Alright, someone dies, and the way they die is the speedster runs right through them and turns them into, as Chris said, a pink mist. But yeah, that shows how gangster Maki is, how hard-bodied she is. She doesn't even have any internal injuries, as she's gonna mention soon enough. So anyway, yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 194, Sakurajima Colony part 4. Okay. Blood Boy, forget his name already. He's Chris.
Damn.
Noritoshi?
Noritoshi, you're right. Yeah, that's Noritoshi.
Noritoshi's desperately trying to catch up to the situation. Yeah, Maki's on the ground. Naoya's talking that shit. And she has a nice little spicy. I'm surprised she was able to talk shit back as she was laid out on the ground. Like I said, she's okay.
Yeah, Maki's
She's
about
okay.
it, man.
That bitch from Tokyo.
Deadass. But yeah, so he says something about he says some weird shit like this sort of thing takes me back. There are things children can't do that are easy for adults. I don't know, what does he mean? Like beat her up? Like
I guess the cursed energy thing.
become a cocoon? What was this thing that children can't do?
He says after you grow up, you can't even remember the time you couldn't do it. Well, this is like that. I guess like his newfound abilities as a curse, he's like relating it to like growing up and being able to do things
And
that you
doing
can't do.
adult things like going to the movies when you feel like it and staying up late and eating ice cream whenever you feel like it.
Yeah.
Oh, I bust down a whole thing of Ben and Jerry's the other night, right before I went to bed. Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Nothing.
Only my dentist.
Yeah.
He's gonna say something to me for that. I know it.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, she's like, when have you ever been an adult? And he's like, how about asking Mai? The crazy thing is that he went straight for the disrespect because Mai has nothing to do with adult. Like, all right, I guess you could say the slick thing is that, she died before becoming an adult, so she wouldn't know either about not becoming an adult. I don't think it was that deep. I think he just wanted to mention her dead sister.
Yeah.
To get her
Yeah.
just to put emphasis on that.
Yeah.
Noritoshi finally pulls up and tries to, put a little bit of a resistance up and allow Maki to get back on her feet. Naoya, the cursed spirit, starts to think to himself that he doesn't understand how Noritoshi's using all that blood without becoming shriveled up in a raisin, like on One Piece a couple chapters ago. What did it Ryza? What did they say? There's what was the word we looked up? Haggard.
Haggard.
Yeah, Haggard, I think it was.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he keeps some blood packets on him and he's circulating the blood. So he comes to the conclusion that because he's so skilled that he's going to outwork himself and die.
No, he doesn't have blood
That's
packets.
what I got.
What he is he's filtering his own blood from his body and recirculating it back. So it's not like...
Yeah, it's really gross.
Yeah.
It's really nasty because, he's in the window next to us, in the panel next to us, you can see him slashing this cursed spirit. And it's like you're putting that blood back in your body, you're going to turn into a cursed spirit, right? I guess it's not like how zombies are, but
yeah,
whatever. I'm sure it doesn't help.
Probably
The
not.
situation. Anyway, I digress. So, Noritoshi, talks to Maki, he's letting her know, he's asking if she's okay and all that, and she's like, look, I need 5 minutes. Can you keep him busy? And he's ready to throw his life away, and that's not me. That's not conjecture. That's not me being silly or nothing like that. He dead ass says it. He says whether I live or die doesn't really matter anymore. So I don't think he really cares whether he holds this dude down for 5 minutes or not. I think it's more so like, this guy's gonna kill me. Let's do it. I'm down because I was no match for him before, and he could move around. He can go to the other side of the planet in a few seconds. So I don't know how I'm gonna survive for 5 of them. But right, he actually does something cool. He makes a cage with his blood, and I don't know. I don't think it really does much. It definitely annoyed Naoya, and annoying Naoya is a big deal. He can't handle any type of stress or inconveniences based on his disposition. So I guess I respect him for going for that move. But like I said, ultimately did nothing. And he breaks down. He's trying to figure out how can I get past this guy? I know he's tough, but he ain't as tough as that tree guy that we fought mad arcs ago. he was really strong, actually. He was giving them all problems.
Yeah.
This guy had to lose his hand in the process, right? Of beating. Was that where he lost? Is that where Mr. Clappy Claps lost his hand in that fight?
No, he lost it to Mahito. Right?
You're right. Yeah, you're right. He did lose it to Mahito. Yeah.
I'm not bugging.
Okay, you're right.
My memory's not that bad.
Yeah, they all had to jump him. They all had to jump the Woodland Spirit, and he's saying that this guy in Naoya isn't as tough.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose. Whatever it takes to motivate yourself. But like I said, he really isn't any match, because as he's thinking of strategies of how to beat him, he gets hit in his fucking dome. Really hard that it sends him through several trees. How he's not dead yet is beyond me. But I guess it's a manga, right? Yeah. So he also gets headbutted, and he takes this opportunity to hold on to his nasty cursed spirit body, and he vomits blood all over his like engine inlet, which was smart.
Yeah,
I was like, let's go, Noritoshi. Is this it? Is this how you're gonna win? You gonna put your blood in him and fucking expand it and stuff?
That would be cool.
Like a bloodbender? Right, it would be cool.
Would be cool.
Well, maybe, unlikely, but maybe. Anyway, yeah, Naoya doesn't like it. He's like, you got blood in my inlet, and it's like poison to me, because their blood techniques are poison to cursed spirits. It was established already many arcs ago, so it checks out, guys. Don't worry. All right? We're all good on that front. He's like, alright, so he doesn't think I'm going to use my special move because I'm afraid of blood loss. And he shoots him point blank with a special move.
Pretty cool.
Blood Beam. That's not the name of it. It's called Piercing Blood. But I think Blood Beam would be way cooler.
Would it?
Yeah, know me, Mr. Beam Boy himself.
Beam Boy.
We actually got a pretty sensitive couple pages for Noritoshi. I guess we're seeing why he's such a nihilist now, and he's ready to die. Because I don't know if this was an issue brought up previously, but he talks about, I guess, his mom, and like, would she chide him for not becoming the clan head? What does it mean to chide somebody?
To scold someone, I think.
Right. So I mean, I could have guessed that. I was curious as to what the exact definition was, but I'll look it up later.
Yeah.
Says he failed to create a place for her in the house, but mother, there is no house. We're all dead except for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because not Noritoshi, Nagatoshi,
Nadatoshi?
Shit. What's the other guy's name? It's similar to Noritoshi.
Kenjaku? What do you mean?
Kenjaku. It's not the same at all.
No.
Wow. Josh exposed as ignorant to the Japanese culture and language.
I don't know about that.
For the fifth time on this podcast. Whatever, man. Kenjaku came and killed everybody, so he's sad. And he's like, Mom, I wanted to be a good clan head that would make a... I don't know, I guess, was his clan racist? I mean, prejudiced towards women too? Did they also hate females? So. Was his mom a mudblood or something? A muggle?
No, I don't think so.
Like, when she didn't have... Like, she wasn't...
I think his family was fine. I think. We didn't get I don't know. I don't think so.
He didn't create a place for her in the house.
Did he? What?
He said he failed to create a place for her in the house, which means there wasn't a place for her in the house prior. Which leads me to believe that the blood-bending clan was, in fact, misogynistic.
Probably, yeah. I mean, I don't know for sure, so I'm okay with assuming so as well.
Misogynistic bloodbenders.
Yes.
Yes, that's what his clan was. I'm gonna write that down when I learn how to spell misogynist. Anyway, so they have their little flat. The one who has no place to go is me, because I'm about to die. So this is he's really grown on me. even though I know it's going to be fleeting. He said you get a prize for effort, which he didn't have to say that. I guess that's him he's giving the flowers.
Yeah.
Right? It's like your special attack's impressive, but no match
For me.
for me. Yes. He headbutts him again. But you know, he's in emo. I don't care if I die protagonist mode, even though he's not the protagonist. So the attacks aren't really doing anything to him anymore. Y'all know how it is. And he's just like ready to die and fight. Cool shit. But then out of nowhere, somebody kicks. Oh no one. There's no contact made. Somebody stomps hard on the ground, taking the attention of Naoya away from Noritoshi, and we got two grown-ass men facing off on each other. One screaming sumo, and the other screaming katana. That's the end of the chapter. Before I ask you guys for your thoughts, right? I took the liberty of figuring out, is there any history between sumo wrestling and samurais? I should have looked up katana and sumo specifically, because I guess katana doesn't automatically mean samurai. There goes my ignorance to the Japanese culture yet again. But I did try to do a little bit of research.
Yeah.
And what I found out was this. Sumos were samurais. Did you know that?
I did not know
Some
that.
sumo, and some sumos, when they would get to a certain level of their sumo art or whatever, they would receive a katana and become samurais. So it's, you know, just a little bit of stuff. Interesting. I don't think that any of that's going to matter for their situation. Also, I think if it's a sumo wrestler versus someone wielding a katana, I think the person with the katana is going to win.
More than likely.
More than likely.
I don't think that's like a crazy thing to say.
No.
All right.
Brian, what were your thoughts?
You're muted, by the way.
Jujutsu Kaisen, fun chapter, as per usual.
What did you like the most about it? What did you love the most?
I mean, Blood Dude getting to do some cool shit. It's pretty cool. I still am not a big fan of how this guy's fucking like his new look. Like I'm still like kind of confused about how exactly it looks like when he's fighting. He's just like a flying coffin.
Oh,
that just
no, yeah.
zooms.
Yeah.
But yeah, aside from that, I really like this chapter. It was just fun.
He looks like Deoxys.
Yeah, he does look like Deoxys a little.
Just way uglier. I fucks with Deoxys though.
Who doesn't fucks with Deoxys?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We all seen him fight Rayquaza in that movie, right? We all.
Yeah.
If you didn't see it, you've seen the commercials at least.
Yeah. If you're not cool with Deoxys, you're pretty square, I'd like to say.
Right. Because Deoxys is a triangle. The more you know.
Man, I gotta have this drop loaded up. It's harder on my phone. But
we need to pay somebody to do it. An hourly wage. Thank yous.
I guess I could get in my thoughts. I thought that was really cool as well. Lots of dope action. Noritoshi getting a little bit of shine. Last we got any like real focus on him was way back when they were fighting the Kyoto school. So that was kind of cool to see, and it's cool to establish this little character moment for him going forward. Whether he's going to die or not, that's one thing. I was a little confused at the pacing of the last couple pages because I thought it was going pretty well, and then these guys pulled up, and I'm like, huh? I was taken aback a little bit, but he says, "Let my comrades burn away their lives." So maybe he knows them. Maybe they're like other members of the Kamo clan that have come forward to do stuff.
The Kamo clan.
Yeah. But who knows? I couldn't tell you. Maybe they're just other sorcerers in this fucking culling game that they're still in. So that are just about to get involved in this. Either way, I'm excited to find out. Excited for Maki to come through. She's pulling I'm charging my special beam cannon, I guess. And,
she's healing her internal wounds.
Yeah, same thing.
That's what she's doing.
Same thing.
Sure.
Charging up your special. Either way, it needed 5 minutes. I can't wait for Maki to come back and wreck house again. But yeah, it was just a lot of action, a lot of really cool little moments. I thought the circulation of blood thing was kind of a smart way to tackle, I guess, like blood powers in particular. I think that's kind of cool. But yeah, it's always been fun. This culling game is like so good, top to bottom. So I am excited to see where this goes. But I don't have much else to say. It is continuously action packed. I hope Noritoshi finds a new lease on life here.
Right.
Is getting
hope
depressing.
he gets over it.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Yeah, man. So what? Your clan got bodied. They all hated women.
Yeah, so your
all these
entire
clans
family
hate women.
So so what? Your entire family, top to bottom, was slaughtered. What are you gonna do about it? You know. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Josh, what did you think about the chapter?
Oh yeah, I have to give thoughts.
I mean, you
I don't got no extra thoughts.
Yeah.
I loved it. Chainsaw Man was just better. This would have been my runner-up, believe it or not. I don't know why I said believe it or not. Of course, it's valid.
It's awesome. All right. Well, I guess with that being said, we can move on. Yeah, no rebuttals, no nothing.
Nothing in the natural world can defy time.
That's the more you know moment. All right, let's move onward. Black Clover. This is Black Clover.
Brian's favorite series.
What?
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 I said Brian's favorite series.
Oh. This is Black Clover, chapter 334, Fragile Soul. Last we left off, we had a little bit about the origin of Julius, the previous Wizard King. Turns out he's sharing a body with the main villain of this series, who is also a devil host to Asaroth.
Turns out.
Turns out. He just made his intentions known to eliminate Asta, who he sees as a flaw on this earth because he was born without magic. And he wields anti-magic as his bread and butter here. So, he's not really thrilled about that. So he's going to eliminate Asta off the face of the earth. And we open this chapter with a little bit on Asta's upgraded Devil Union. He, in his full devil form, we learned that he can only hold it for 5 minutes. So to compensate for that, Asta, by using Devil Union on one part of himself, is able to extend that time to 10 minutes. So he basically...
That's 5 extra valuable minutes, actually. That's a big deal.
On top of that...
Make no mistake.
On top of that, all of that power is concentrated in one area. In this case, his arm. So it's denser and stronger anti-magic. He says it goes on to explain as he's like trying to catch what's his face? Damn. It's not Lucius. As he's trying to catch Lucius, that spells that manipulate time are invincible. However, with anti-magic can be the natural enemy of that invincible magic. Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Hell fucking yeah.
Big sword magic.
Big sword magic. Big sword magic. In any case,
Brian's computer is cold.
It is cold. I think he himself frozen? He himself is frozen. Well, you're just gonna have to stay on that freeze frame of him. In any case, it is just a big cool battle thing where Asta is just continuously trying to capture Julius.
Julius
lifts, not Julius.
By the
Lucius.
Way. Huh? Lucius lifts.
He does lift because he realizes that, my magic can't work on him. only physical attacks can, and he with his bare fists blasts a hole through a roof, and then some. So it's not great. Asta's like, why is he this good at this? And he keeps trying to wave his sword around. He uses he tries to use his like curse warding magic, I think. Like that one sword that voids curses and stuff. And he's like, this'll work. And
they get the devil out of him.
Welcome back. And as he's approaching Lucius is like, I expect no less of you. Your strength threatens world peace. But as long as I'm here, that won't happen. And he talks about how he was born into a family of devil hosts, and he learned that magic can purify devil power and grant sacred power to humans. And we see Lucius's big super form, which is this gigantic thing where he has like multiple angel-like wings and these antlers. It's cool.
He has become the biblical god.
I guess
the Judeo-Christian
God.
That is who he transformed into.
Yes, he is.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
All three?
Yes, that is what God is.
Mm. Well,
and now Lucius.
Now Lucius is. This is who you worship, everyone.
Yeah. So they're
Asta's like, damn. What the hell is he?
I didn't know I had to fight God.
I didn't know Gad.
Said it's not human or devil. It's beautiful.
So
it's holy.
So Lucius teleports away, and Asta tries to predict it, but then he turns around, and Lucius has unfortunately got the sister in his hands, and she's like terrified. Wow. He starts talking
one of his own disciples.
Yeah, and he's like, my magic is soul magic. It transforms the soul of anyone I touch. The soul is the source of human life, spirit, and magic. All right, Mahito.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, oh,
that's Mahito's thing.
Are you about to turn her into a fucking cursed ragdoll? Oof. Well, he turns into something
like that. But yeah, Asta's panicking because he's like, I can't use the Demon Dweller sword because it would cut Sister Lily too, and I can't draw Demon Slasher in time. And he says, let me show you a human who is truly happy. And he takes the sister and transforms her into the Judeo-Christian god as well, I guess.
As one of his angels.
So many Judeo-Christian gods.
They are polytheistic now in Black Clover's universe.
Yeah, and
it is no longer.
Yeah, Sister Lily.
Monotheism.
Sister Lily goes, "It's for the sake of world peace. Please die." And then all you see is Asta just.
She said it sincerely.
Yeah, she meant it. No evil, no malice. She's just like, "Please die." Like,
and his chest gets opened up bleach style by Lucius's bare hand.
Yeah, I got real big flashbacks of Renji getting pwned.
Yeah. Oh. Asta, not all your blood. No. Blood matters in this series. Oh no.
Yeah, blood's actually a thing in this series. I don't even know why these spirits have blood and bleach, but whatever. Anyway, yeah. So he falls to the ground.
Bang, 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 bang. Always taking shots.
Always.
Never stop. You did it to yourself, Kubo.
So yeah, Lucius, as Asta falls to the ground, is like, "What a fragile soul. You'll never defeat me that way. Goodbye, flaw of the world." And I guess the series is over. Asta is dead.
That's actually what I believed as well.
Yeah.
That was the conclusion I came to, that he will not be able to recover from this injury. And now with no anti-magic in the way, Lucius will take over the world.
Yeah, but yeah, that was Black Clover. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
I think they'll have some world peace now.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's what he knows everything. He knows all time. Am I messing that part up?
I don't think so. But
Is he time, or he can just manipulate it? But if he can manipulate it, he knows all of time, doesn't he?
that would stand to reason. Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying he's Dr. Manhattan with it when he's where he's omnipotent, but he could know. Maybe he peaked like, oh, okay, I see. Back then, and in the future. Unless by world peace he means the opposite of it. Like maybe in devil language and jargon, world peace. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like a colloquial term for destruction and hate and violence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
I mean, we'll have to see.
Otherwise, I don't see a problem with this. That's why I said it was going to be world peace.
Hey, I mean, now that Asta's for sure dead and out of the way, maybe the rest of the series will just focus on Lucius creating world peace and
sister.
And sister, of course, as the secondary protagonist.
Yes. All right, we'll stop.
Yeah.
I know Brian's got some prime critical thoughts.
Yes, Brian, who started reading the series with chapter 332.
Yeah, I have so much to say.
He has antlers coming out of his head with angel wings. That means something a lot deeper than we really understand.
Hey, Brian, do you like the antlers?
Yeah, they're pretty fucking sick. Best manga ever fucking made, honestly.
All right.
Well, it is
hell's wrong with
because
on my knees.
The hell's wrong with you?
Crying.
Hey,
On
you
my
don't need
knees
the sarcasm.
crying about how good this series is.
Well, all right. Well, if you got nothing nice to say, don't say it at
What?
all.
I
Brian.
literally said something nice.
You don't mean it though. You're being sarcastic.
You're being facetious.
Who are you, Josh?
Dude, these guys so picky. I'd call it the greatest series ever made, and I'm still getting flack.
No, My Hero Academia chapters 1 through
363.
I don't think it's that far. I'm pretty sure it's about half of that is the greatest thing ever.
Nah, I think
Okay?
I think that series fell off after Onima died. To be honest,
You're right. That was
I would
when the
have
series
to
took a
agree
big-
with that. I could see
yeah,
it.
once
series took a
Onima
big hit.
died, there was nothing tying that series together.
I agree. All right. I
That's
guess
what I try to tell y'all niggas.
I guess I get into my thoughts. This was my runner-up actually. I like this chapter quite a bit.
Wow, Christian was smoking crack this week.
You didn't-
I'm just giving the Black Clover fans hell. It's been a minute. I miss y'all.
I mean, true. Yeah. I mean, well.
Y'all know I fucks with the series.
Well, now that we mention it,
Ryan doesn't.
we should say that this is the really good chapter of the week in terms of the audience poll.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
Much to Brian's chagrin.
No. I'm okay with this series getting RGC like every month or so, like once or twice a month. That sounds like a pretty good arrangement.
Yeah.
The past 3 episodes, yes.
Really?
It is
Wait,
currently
has it
on a
been?
streak. Yes.
I
Has it really been on the streak? I mean, I guess
We don't count last week because there was no,
this is a pretty
Primary,
big part of the series, so it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
Oh, so you will allow it.
I'll allow it. But 4 in a row, guys, then you're in hot waters. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If One Piece comes with some heat and then you're giving Black Clover fucking RGC, we're gonna have a
One
have
Piece
to have a
almost never
talk.
wins the RGC for the audience. I think it's only won once.
Because they're all watching Grand Line review. He's great. It's okay. I don't watch him
Yeah,
much.
leave
but
Grand Line
videos I've
review
seen
alone,
were
bro.
pretty good. Nah, he's
That's-
cool. He's cool. He's cool.
That's
He's
one of the
cool.
good ones.
He's cool. He's cool. He's cool. He's cool. He's cool. He's cool. He's cool.
It's cool. It's cool. Yeah, no, this was just a fun chapter to read. I don't know what the fuck this Lucius thing is weird Judeo-Christian god form that he's now done to
I
his
love
sister.
it. Unironically.
No, I like it too, but it's pretty cool.
Soul and time magic mix.
I'll tell you what, I didn't
What
expect
does that
it.
mean?
Huh?
What does that do?
It's
How do you mix those two together?
it's soul time.
Your soul is timeless?
Yeah. I suppose. I don't know what he did to his sister, but that was unexpected as well. I didn't really think that the sister would be all.
For those listening still, I wanna hear what your idea of that is.
Yeah.
Please leave it in the YouTube comments.
I mean, they like it because they voted it really good chapter of the week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting going forward. Black Clover came back like guns a-blazing. They didn't really waste any time with reintroducing the series at all. It's just like, let's get down to business. This is the last fucking arc. So, I respect it. I guess. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe there's some downtime coming up, but I doubt it because I think like Julius is gonna ravage the Clover Kingdom for a little bit before we get a moment to just kind of breathe. But that being said, that's all I gotta say about Black Clover. Really, I thought it was kind of cool overall. Are we ready to move on?
Yes.
All right, let's go. Undead Unluck. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Josh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you said that you were...
Yeah, right. Undead Unluck, number 123, reset. That is essentially the point of this whole chapter is Julius, Miss Juice, breaking down to us how the artifact reset works, that she brought up in the previous chapter. We got a huge bomb of information that card in Nanny's head that suppresses Victor with a
Victor.
I don't know why I keep saying it. No, there's an H in there.
It's spelled
like
weird
a
for
Thor.
Victor.
No, I'm making this up.
No. I remember it was spelled weird.
It was spelled weird. All right, whatever. So, yeah, so it's not only, it turns out, it's not just for that. It can also determine whether in the next loop everybody keeps their same memories or everyone forgets what happened.
Convenient.
That's highly convenient. So, yeah. Highly. Not going to dispute that one. But, everyone that's in it still reading, we don't give a fuck, do we?
No.
I don't care.
I don't fucking care either.
Who gives a shit? At this point, whatever. As long as it's cool and it makes somewhat sense, all right? So, anyway, Juice is breaking it down. She's like, look. It has a binary function, an obverse and a reverse. The obverse will restore memories and increase your allies. The reverse will seal memories and leave you without allies. Basically, it's either a continue or a reset. Which, yeah, fair. As their dome starts to rumble, and she's like, even with Unbreakable, the base won't hold. That's bullshit. I really don't stand for that, because it's unbreakable.
Yeah.
It can't break. Maybe they're not breaking it. Maybe they're just finding ways to open it.
Maybe they're ruining it.
You did it again, Chris. You fucking did it again, bro. This guy's God, man. Anyway, okay. So they're trying to figure out, like, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna she basically says that she chose the reset option for this loop and then stuck the piece into Victor's head, creating Andy. So that's why Victor didn't remember. Oh, okay. They're gonna explain it a little bit later why she had to lodge that shit into his forehead, but that was, this was a conscious decision by Juice to create Andy. Basically, She didn't know it would be Andy per se.
Yeah.
She just needed a different version of Victor. Therefore, well, she went for. I think she went for a full reset, right?
Yeah.
In this loop. Okay. But in order for it to be a complete reset, she had to get rid of Victor, right? So we cut to the past where Victor's like. Julius and Victor's having a conversation that at the end of their, like the world's about to end, and Juice is tight. She's like, God damn it, this didn't work out. What do we lack? What are we insufficient in to defeat God? A lot of God talk this episode. Huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, very. Victor is feeling pessimistic, and he's like, "Let's call it quits, man. 99 loops, approximately 455 billion years that he has felt every moment of. That's unfathomable, and it's kind of crazy that some people have almost that much money. I digress. You've done all that you could do. You must be satisfied by now. He's like, don't you think it's about time to just let it end? And she's like, get the fuck out of here. I'm never giving up. That's my version of justice. Mm-hmm. You sound stupid, bro. What about everyone that risked their lives? I'm not gonna play them. Are you gonna play them? And he's like,
yeah. Yes.
Well,
absolutely.
He doesn't say it, but he sure is thinking it.
He said, yeah.
So yeah, she's not trying to have it, and she's like, "Oh, you won't be able to die." So the cool thing is that she's on board with him dying. Like, she's like, "I want to help you die too."
Yep.
I still can't get over how weird that is. How I guess like you can feel like motivated to do it, and then when the moment finally comes to kill them, maybe hesitate. You're like, oh God, I don't want to see you die. But even though I know that you've been alive for
billions and billions, forever, several times over.
Infinity plus 5, whatever. Like, yeah. Right. She's not trying to let go. Victor's like, she says, "You're with me, right?" And the smallest, yeah. Yeah, again. And, So she says Victor wanted to kill God so he could die, and I wanted to kill God to allow him to die. Simple as that. But never thought that our paths would diverge, and they did. She wanted to continue while Victor wanted to reset. He wanted them to forget about it all and just live their normal lives as people and not worrying about defeating God and getting all their friends back and everyone living happy. I get it. They kept losing. It wasn't working. So instead, and she's going through pain. He didn't want to, Victor doesn't like that because he's seen her go through all the strife and he has to remember every minute of it. So I get it. Actually, I may sound sarcastic and all of that, but this is actually really, kind of touching stuff. Mm-hmm. It's deep. I know what time it's been on. So they end up at this at this church to pray to God, I guess. Not really, because they don't like him in this series. They're in the midst of we got two bad gods. The Black Clover God is bad, and this God is bad.
Oh yeah.
Is there another series?
I don't think so.
Awful one is basically God.
No.
So that's 3.
That's a stretch.
He's literally turning back the hands of time to become younger.
He's not God though.
He's a demon lord, man.
Yeah, he's a
perfect demon lord body, bro.
Isn't that not God?
No, it's a demon lord.
He's a perfect demon lord body. There's a difference.
You don't worship a demon lord.
All
you worship God.
I've been educated.
Come on,
he has the perfect demon lord body, man. He said it in the series.
Come on, man. You know better.
Right. So we only got 2 evil gods.
Yeah.
Only 2 evil gods. Okay. So, anyways, they're in the church and they start fighting. And if you're surprised, that's just as surprised Juice was. She's like, "Whoa, what are you doing, Victor? Why are you trying to kill me?" She's like, and he's like, "Listen, basically, I love you and I don't want you to suffer anymore. Look at me cry out of one eye. I'm so gangsta I could never cry out of both. But you're bringing me to my limit. And I can't cry out of both eyes, so you must die. I won't see you suffer. Because I don't want to see you suffer anymore, I'm going to wring the fucking life out of your neck. The life out of you by choking your neck." He's like, forget it, forget me, forget the struggle, just live on in God's weirdo world.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he finishes his thoughts,
Oh, Josh,
am I
your
still
video
here?
went down.
Am I still there?
Your video went down.
I'm sorry, I just got a call. My bad. Brian disappeared, but it is what it is. I'm gonna continue. Like I said, Juice's Unjustice finally activated, and she said, I see, so that is how you really feel, your vision of justice. And Victor mentions that, like, he was, you know, Unjustice never worked on him before, and she understands where he's coming from. Obviously, I know it pains her, but like, he's bugging. He's losing sight of the plan. He's insubordinate, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He's breaking protocol. So she had to stab him in the head with remember the artifact, and that's how the chapter ends.
Yeah.
And his hair becomes white.
As we all know and love.
Oh yeah. No, this was a cool chapter though, guys.
I agree.
Cool chapter.
I guess I'll get into my thoughts. Obviously, this is a very not indifferent for Undead Unluck. Very tragic. To see Victor go through like so much, and just like he doesn't go through the loop, so you know he lives through every end and beginning of the universe basically. So he's lived through multiple, like we said, infinity like 4 times over at this point. And he's just like sick of watching Huis like just keep trying, because it always fucks up and it always fails, and you know she should be allowed to live her life with like a full and a life that ends without continuously traveling through time in order to make things right. That's not even her fault. So yeah, I definitely understand where Victor's coming from, and it is kind of a sad thing. The origin of the card in his head is like something I never really thought about, but you know, I guess that was like kind of cool. You know, like the significance of the card, we only knew it as like the thing that seals his ultimate form and Victor away. But
right, the Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah, but you know, to make it as convenient as it kind of is, to give it a little bit of significance is actually kind of cool. And it makes total sense. It doesn't feel like an ass pull, although I guess I kind of implied it. But yeah, no, it totally makes sense, because Andy's a very different person strictly because he doesn't remember who he really is, which is Victor. But yeah, I think this was like really a compelling story, and Huis was never my favorite character. She always seemed kind of like bland, but this really did win me points in her favor, to be honest. Their story is actually pretty cool, and it shows a lot of strength on her character to kind of like, it's time for you to move on. you know, with Fuko, for the most part, she's like, go find a new beacon of hope, because it's not me. You know,
That's how dedicated she is. Like, she really is a writer.
Mm-hmm.
She sacrificed the love of her life, and then she sacrificed her own life. She gave up on her pressing forward with her dream.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And put it in another person's hands, and I know that was tough.
Yeah.
And
yeah, those were
I
all
just
my
noticed she
thoughts
has short hair.
at the time. Yeah, but that's all I had to say about it. What did you think about this chapter, Josh?
I don't have much more thoughts, honestly. I feel like I expressed myself a lot while I was like covering the chapter.
Yeah.
I'm trying to skim through these pages to see if anything really stands out. I think for all the emotional baggage that this series handles well and expresses, I feel like romance isn't their strong suit, and it wasn't that big of a deal prior, because I thought Andy and Fuko was kind of cute, if not like also weird. Like, it's nothing weird about it. I just can't help but think old man and young girl. Like, it
is.
I keep getting those vibes.
Well, that's because
like Fuko's like what, like 19 or 20 or something like that. But like, it's just still weird. Huh?
Oh, it's weird for sure. It is weird.
So I really can't. There's just not that same feeling with them.
Yeah,
You know.
I agree.
But even aside from that, like just their relationship is just weird in general. You know, they're like Fuko gained an admiration and respect for him, and then grew feelings towards him.
Mm-hmm.
And Andy just kind of was like, you know what, I do love you,
Nah.
and you got some big titties.
Nah.
Yeah. He never said that,
But you know.
but I mean, shit, I was thinking it too, so I know he was. What can I say?
Yeah.
I got exposed 3 times in one podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, twice for my Japanese culture ignorance. One for being a boobo seeker of manga.
A boobo seeker?
Yeah. Josh the boobo seeker.
That might be the name of it.
Probably. I don't want to write it down.
Boobo seeker? How do you even spell it? Is it boob and O?
Boobo, yeah.
Yeah, that's the name of this
Just
episode.
an O at the end.
Boobo seeker.
Boobo seeker Josh.
I won't put your name in it.
And Andy.
I won't put your name in it. I'll just put Boobo seeker.
You want to implicate me? Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are all my thoughts.
Yeah, I mean those are all mine. This was a really
Andy
good chapter.
Boobo seeker.
Yeah.
And I was making a point. I'm sorry. I was making a point. Okay, I think that where something was lacking here is that I would have loved to see Juice and Victor's romance fleshed out a little bit more, but I guess with more time that would have been possible. And this honestly wouldn't have been it wouldn't have been right for them to do it all at the end. I mean, I get it. They've known each other for so many loops and lifetimes. It's deep. I do get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to see a little bit more. What else?
Yeah. Yeah.
The scientist in that, the scientist dude and his girlfriend, that was cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of.
I think that
They just ended up together, though. It was whatever.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, when all said and done with Undead Unluck, that would be kind of like the main thing, is that we didn't get to really see more. It always felt like it was moving fast. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian, are you a Boobo seeker? You're on mute.
Who isn't?
You're right. Who isn't?
Who isn't?
Anyway, I guess that's it for Undead Unluck. And that's it for the week in general. That has been our show. Whoo-wee, a lot of work. We'll be down 1 with Chainsaw Man next week, so I guess our job is a little easier. But yeah, that's been our show. Thank you guys so much for listening as per usual. You can find me at the Chris Hospital on Twitter and Instagram, Josh at JDCole_37 on Instagram, at NYChillin on Twitter, Brian at B.ESP on Twitter and Instagram, and on twitch.tv/It's Punchline. He plays video games there. Follow him. Do the thing. You could email us at follow show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. We're also on TikTok. If you like that sort of thing, we're trying to get more active on there, I suppose. We're on that. You can email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about. That would be pretty cool. Email us and we'll get to it. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Please do. That would be super cool. Very, very nice. Every time I get a subscriber, it's a little endorphin boost. Same with likes. Same with comments. So check it out. Share it with your friends. All that stuff. You could also, if you prefer audio versions of the podcast, they usually go up first, and you can subscribe to the audio version of the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts: iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, anywhere you listen to podcasts. And that's it. That is it. We will be back next week. Thank you guys so much, as per usual, and we'll see you guys next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Peace out, guys. Thanks for listening. And Brian was right.
Brian was right.
He was right. He called it.